Welcome to SUSE 25 tutorial 1089. My name is Sanjeet Kumar Jha and I'll be speaking on the topic SAP HANA-SR-angi, a new generation of SAP HANA HA solutions. In this tutorial, I will brief you about the existing HA scenarios for SAP HANA solutions, and then I will give you a brief of the new ANGI package, its benefit, how one can upgrade from the classic SAP HANA SR package to the new SAP HANA SR-angi package. And at the end, I will summarize everything. So let us begin. So in this slide, you can see the existing SAP HANA HA solutions for a scale up as well as the scale out. In these different scenarios, there is one scenario which is not supported, uh, and which is called the HANA multi-target replication, where the third site is within SUSE HA. So except this one scenario, all of them are supported. I'll discuss about each of them, but let us also understand that in all this scenario, one concept is similar, that they're all based on HANA system replication. For all these different scenarios, the infrastructure can be on-premise, physical, or virtualized, or in public cloud. It is just need the scenario just needs to be supported by SAP and the SUSE cluster. If you need to implement a scenario that is not uh, supported, or it is not documented, then you can consult with SUSE services, and they can guide you to support your scenario. So this new package, SAP HANA SR-angi, supports all these existing scenario which was supported by the package SAP HANA SR and the SAP HANA SR scale out. So in case of ANGI package, uh, there are some documents still missing, because obviously uh, it's a new package, and over the course of time, all these documents will be created, published. But for now, only a handful of documents for this new ANGI package is available. uh, but in any case, all these different scenarios are supported. So as you can see, for a scale up, the most widely used scenario is the HANA performance optimized scenario, and the performance optimized scenario where the secondary site is read enabled is also supported. The cost optimized scenario is also supported. However, it's not yet documented. Then there is this multi-tier scenario, where which is also called a chain topology, where the first site is the source of system replication to the second site, and the second site is the source of system replication to the third site. This scenario is also supported. Then we have a multi-target replication, where the first site is a source for both the second site and the third site, and this third site is outside SUSE HA solution. And then we have this multi-SID performance optimized in one cluster, which is also called MCOS. This scenario is supported but not documented. Uh, then we have a scenario where the database in its performance optimized scenario and the S4 HANA ENZA 2 cluster are in one cluster. This scenario is also supported but not documented. Then we have a scenario for scale out, where um, uh, it's a performance optimized scenario which includes 30 nodes, which includes the standby nodes. This scenario is supported but not documented. There are other three scale out scenarios where the HANA is in performance optimized setup up to 12 nodes without any standby. This is supported and documented. Another scale out scenario where HANA performance optimize in a performance optimized setup with 4 nodes. Secondary site is read enabled. This is also supported. And the last one is HANA multi-target replication, where again, as I discussed in the scale up scenario, there is this first site which is the source for the second and the third site. The second site is part of the SUSE HA. The third site is not part of the SUSE HA. This scenario is also supported and documented. So let us move on to know more about ANGI and how did it come into existence. So there are 4 different forces that are factors that led to the development of this new ANGI package. And the foremost reason is the continuous feedback from customer, uh, based on their different setups and scenarios, different usability, and different troubleshooting needs. Um, so yes, they were the most driving factor for this new package. But there are other factors as well. For example, over the period of 10 years, the workload itself, that is the SAP HANA database itself, has changed. There has been new features, there has been new interfaces, there has been new runtimes, uh, and also there are some roadmap which gives us clear direction of how we should improve and optimize our resource agents. There has been some engineering needs as well, um, regarding the maintenance and automation requirements for the next 10 years. And obviously the code base for the classic packages of SAP HANA SR and SAP HANA SR scale out has matured, uh, and which led us to this new ANGI package. So what is this all about? Uh, this new SAP HANA SR-angi package is aimed to ensure that the SUSE HS solution for SAP HANA database uh, works for the next 10 years. So with that goal, uh, this ANGI package uh, is developed, and it is targeted in a way that it will replace the existing classic package of SAP HANA SR and SAP HANA SR scale out, starting uh, the service pack of 15 SP6 of SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP applications. However, uh, we have also ensured that this new package can be used on the existing service packs, which are Service Pack 5 and Service Pack 4 of SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP application. It is quite similar to the existing classical packages of SAP HANA SR and SAP HANA SR scale out. For obvious reasons, it has been built upon these new these existing packages, but there are improvements and there are changes, uh, uh, to an extent that it is not this new package is not fully backward compatible. However, it is important to note that upgrade from this classic packages, both from the scale up package of SAP HANA SR and scale out package to this new ANGI package is possible without any downtime of the HANA database. And as mentioned in the previous slide, uh, the currently the setup guides for the scale up performance optimized and scale out performance optimized is already published, and the remaining scenarios, they are to be decided. uh, I think it is more about when rather than if. Maybe in its due course of time, we might see more and more scenario will have its own documents published. So what about the existing uh, classic packages? The existing classic packages will remain supported for existing installations till the lifetime time of SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP application 15. And it is also important to note that any new feature will be implemented only in the new SAP HANA SR-angi package. Uh, and and from version 16 of SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP application, SAP HANA SR-angi is going to replace both the classic package, and we are not going to see the classic package included in the version 16 of SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP application. So some more details, and one of the important tool which is included with this package is the SAP HANA SR show attribute. It is now rewritten in Python and now placed in /usr/bin, and uh, it, so this one tool shows the output of the attributes for both scale up and scale out. If you can remember, the outputs are in the case of classic SAP HANA SR packages, they are different for a scale up and different for a scale out. However, in this new package, it has been um, kind of uh, optimized in a way that it shows information for both different kind of uh, topology, and for example, it has so there are some new attributes. For example, topology is the new attribute that has been added. Some of the attributes which were not part of the outputs in scale up has been added. For example, for the scale up section sites is new, and also the content of this roles attribute. If you remember, it had some number from 1 to 4 uh, uh, um, uh, in the beginning of the output, and we don't see this number anymore. This number is basically uh, the return code of landscape host configuration script, and that uh, that has changed. So because of these reasons, because of these changes, one should remember that CIB is not backward compatible, uh, and we should not mix the old and new attributes. So with that, I move on to the next slide, which is about the benefits. What benefits does it bring to anyone who uses it? And so, for any kind of communication outage between HANA tools and the pacemaker backend is handled in a better way. So the new package, the new tools are better equipped to handle such communication outage, and do a reactive um, mm, um, or remediation to fix such outages. And yeah, so not to fix the outages, but to react in a better way in terms of these outages. And it is also more resilient against the admin mistakes during the maintenance procedures. So yeah, so new logics has been added. So if for example, if the uh, if if the there is this multi-state resource called SAP HANA controller. If this resource is not into maintenance, and if somebody is trying to do a take takeover on the secondary node, or the SR takeover, system replication takeover, that is not allowed. So this new package is resilient so that was just an example, but in different scenarios during the maintenance procedures. So in case of file system failures, both in case of scale up and scale out, there is a benefit of faster takeover. So and and in scale out, there is faster takeover in case of various different cases. For example, failing of index server. As we know, if in case of scale out, and in case of very big databases, when an index server fails, it takes a lot of time to recover, and and uh, in some cases it is in hours, and it makes no sense if database is not available for an hour or so. So it's better to do a takeover on the secondary if it is available to do the takeover. Then in case of a scale out, there can be other scenarios like file system failures or node failure, and there are benefit of faster takeover in those scenarios as well. In case of a scale up also, when HANA is unresponsive, maybe because of file system or some other reason, then also there is an option, there is a benefit of takeover faster takeover for in case of this new package. So, and since for both the scale up and scale out, now we have this one common package. It is the complexities have been reduced. When there were two different packages for a, for a scale up, there is one package, and a scale out there is one package, and obviously for certain scenarios there might be different logic uh, acting in for the same kind of situation, and which adds to the complexity. Now it is just one package, and it is the all the logics are optimized and streamlined, so the complexities are reduced. So yes, these were some of the benefits, and let's now talk about the two variants uh, of pacemaker configuration in case of SAP HANA SR-angi. So the two variants are denoted as conservative and progressive. And the conservative one is the default configuration, which means when a customer upgrades from a classic package to this new ANSI package, they will land on this conservative configuration. In this configuration, the cluster is patient. Uh, it prefers stopping HANA over fencing the nodes. Even it does not react in case of file system failures. So basically, whatever uh, we had in the classic package, we get the same kind of responses. So there is no changes in that. But if we want the benefits, it is advised to use this progressive configuration. And in this configuration, uh, a cluster reacts when there is a failure of HANA or there is a failure of file system, and it reacts by fencing all the nodes on the affected site. And so yes, the takeover time is thus greatly reduced, and it can be further reduced by using diskless SBD. And as we see in this slide, there is a difference on the configuration. For example, the SAP HANA controller monitor and stop timeouts are uh, different from the classic package. The check serve hook is now the action on lost is a stop or kill. but in case of progressive, we see that the action on lost is fence. um, and in case of progressive, we see this new um, uh, option, uh, the new value for on fail action, which is the fence option. So so it reacts by fencing the nodes on all the nodes in on that side, so that if it is the primary site, then the secondary site is allowed to do the takeover. We also see that there are two new resource agents. One we see as SAP HANA file system. SAP HANA controller we already know, because it was part of it was the same name used for the resource agent in scale out classic package. But the SAP HANA file system is a new resource agent. And also we see uh, this new tool called SAP HANA-SR alert fencing. Uh, there are some obvious new features and new tools that are added in this new package, and they all can be used when we select, or not just not select, but we configure our cluster based on this new in this based on this alternative progressive configuration. So moving on to the next slide, why we should upgrade. So there can be three situations which can be the obvious reasons why we should upgrade from the classic package to the new SAP HANA SR-angi package. So the first reason could be that if someone wants these new features, let's suppose you are affected by uh, cluster just waiting for HANA to stop, or maybe there is a file system failure, and the cluster is just unresponsive, and you just want to use this new feature where there can be a faster takeover. So then there is an obvious choice that one can do an upgrade from the classic uh, SAP HANA SR to the new SAP HANA SR-angi. The other, or the second situation can be when you already have some clusters which uses the classic uh, packages, but then you are deploying some new systems. And obviously when you are deploying new system, you want to deploy the new softwares as well. And when you are deploying a new software, it makes sense to also upgrade uh, any existing installation to the newer package, so that when you are uh, doing any kind of maintenance or doing any kind of admin activity, you do not have to switch your mind between, actually I'm on the new system, I should expect it to do differently. I'm on the old system, I have to use a different tool or a different configuration. So it makes really real sense to upgrade the existing ones as well when you are deploying new systems. And uh, if you are running both the scale up and scale out in parallel, then also it makes sense to upgrade both, because again, in case of a scale up and a scale out, there are two different packages, and different packages require different maintenance procedures and different configurations. And and uh, and and when we are do an upgrade, it is easy to streamline, because it's a single package for both these scale up and scale out setups. So it is easier to streamline and plan our maintenance on these systems. So these were the reasons of why one can upgrade from the classic to the new SAP HANA SR-angi. Now, how we can do the upgrade? So SUSE provides um, mm, a manual page called SAP HANA SR upgrade to ANSI. This is just an example, uh, um, uh, example based on our test setup, like how performing these steps one can do an upgrade. uh, but obviously every cluster is different, every setup is different, so a customer may need to adapt these steps according to the requirement and then perform their upgrade. And the important thing to note is that it is totally possible to do the upgrade of this package from classic to new SAP HANA SR-angi without any downtime of SAP HANA database. So that is the important message here. And then we move on to our summary. There are so many manual pages related to different resource agents and different tools. For example, you can see that there is this new um, the new manual page for SAP HANA file system, for SAP HANA SR alert fencing, and for different hooks. Um, and obviously for upgrade, we have this two manual pages, SAP HANA SR upgrade to ANSI and SAP HANA SR upgrade to ANSI demo. And apart from the manual pages, which are, I think, quite important documents when you are planning to use SAP HANA SR-angi or to upgrade to SAP HANA SR-angi. But there are also some web pages, particularly the last year SUSE tutorial 1012, um, and there are some blogs. What is SAP HANA SR-angi? How to upgrade to SAP HANA SR-angi? There is one related to Trento, also deals with uh, this topic. And then there are two setup guides, one for scale up performance optimized, another for scale out performance optimized for SAP HANA SR-angi. And as I said in the previous slides, that for other scenarios, we can expect that the setup guides will be available in due course of time. So with that, I come to my last slide to summarize and what can be taken away uh, with uh, uh, in this tutorial. And yeah, so firstly, this new package SAP HANA SR-angi is aimed to ensure that this SUSE high availability solution for SAP HANA is it works, and it is good enough for for the next decade. It is currently supported for the SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP applications 15 Service Pack 6, 15 Service Pack 5, and 15 Service Pack 4. It will be the only package on SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP application 16, which means there will be no classic package available on SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP application 16. And this new package can be used instead of the classic packages. So yes, this new package replaces this both classic packages. All new deployments are advised to use this new SAP HANA SR-angi package only. Any new features will be implemented on the SAP HANA SR-angi only. It is also important to note that for the existing installations, the classic packages will be maintained, and any kind of bugs will be fixed for the existing ones, for the existing installations. But for all new installations, it is advised to use this new package. The other point which is important is that this new SAP HANA SR-angi package is not fully backward compatible. However, upgrade is possible without the database downtime. And in some cases, this new package is already helping to reduce the downtime of database. So with that, I come to the end of my tutorial. I hope this brings some new information and helps you decide better on your SUSE HA journey for SAP HANA solutions. And I wish you have a lot of fun with that. Thank you.